Welcome to the Patriots Lab, where we ain't even trying to make them liberals mad. Cause freedom of speech is what us individuals have. It's the gift when we gab, talking about things that the brainwash cannot mentally grasp, like staying loud and waving our American flags. This is for the free thinkers, wearing their MAGA and wearing the cags. Draining the swamp is the ultimate goal, but the sheeple will swear it's a fad, like it's just a phrase. But when we show them the facts, the fools got nothing to say, and deep government state wanna get up in our face, but hasn't done it yet cause Trump's in the way, trying to protect us from a troublesome fate. And because of that, we'll never lose our faith, plus God keeping us cool and safe. But I still hope we get 4 more years so we could throw a huge parade. I can see it now, Patriots on a float, and POTUS will go down in history as one of the GOATs for making the swamp pay for taking every one of his votes. His enemies are the cancer, whether or not Trump give him the smoke. Now relax it back and take notes as we kick facts with the homie Ray though. Speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we ain't even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I say, speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. Speak your mind. It's freedom time. Without even trying to, we make them liberals mad.
Good mega Monday evening, people, patriots, whoever you consider yourself to be. Y'all hear the train in the back. That's because I am by the railroad tracks. So we'll let that subside. And as we do that, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell so you can get the instant notifications. John, good evening. Heather, good evening. And we're going to get right into it. Well, as you can see by now, well, if you don't know by now, it's hard to run a campaign when you're broke. When you're broke. So we all seen the writing on the wall. It seems that everybody except Tricky Nikki was the one who didn't see the writing on the wall. But she's going to be bowing out, and hopefully gracefully. And the reason I say that is because Tricky Nikki is running out of money. And let's see who the first one is to drop her ass.
A new challenge for Nikki Haley. After losing the primary in her home state of South Carolina to former President Trump, she's now losing a top donor. Americans for Prosperity in Action, an organization backed by billionaire Charles Koch, says it will no longer donate to Haley, a spokesperson saying, "We don't believe any outside group can make a material difference to widen her path to victory."
Donald Trump is telling you that you have to choose between whether we prevent war around the world or whether we secure our border. I promise you, our best days are yet to come.
Haley is vowing to stay in the race, at least until Super Tuesday.
In 10 days, 20 plus states and territories are going to vote. Let them vote. America doesn't do coronations.
As both candidates gear up for tomorrow's primary in the critical battleground state of Michigan, the Trump campaign is burning through cash. Year-end disclosures showing his political fundraising committee spent more than $50 million on legal fees related to the former president. But those legal troubles apparently not yet hurting Trump at the polls. 60% of Republicans surveyed in South Carolina say they believe Trump would still be fit to serve as president, even if he's convicted of a crime. Meanwhile, Trump has stirred controversy after saying his legal troubles have earned him more support in the black community.
We've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts and they sell them for $19 a piece.
As for Michigan, polls show Haley trailing Trump by as much as 60 points. Even with that, her campaign says it's raised more than $1 million in just the last 24 hours.
Okay, so we'll get to the Trump and the black vote in a minute, but you know, I've been telling people a long time, money, and this is a prime example. Money doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to win. I don't care how much money you've raised. When people are stuck on standing on a certain issue, and they're stuck in their ways, there ain't no amount of money you can raise. There ain't no amount of TV commercial ads, whether positive for you and negative for them, that you can air that's going to change people's minds. There are no amount of lies that you can put on somebody to make people that already believe in somebody change their mind. How many indictments does Donald Trump have on him? Look at all the shit he's going through right now. But yet he's gaining more and more support. People don't like lies in the big scheme of things, and they don't like liars. And money doesn't necessarily bring you victories. And as you can see, the Koch family has decided to cut their losses. They just gave Nikki Haley something like $27 million last month. $27 million. So they're cutting their losses because, like the lady just stated, there's no avenue. There's no avenue that they can see. And these are people with the money. So they know what they're seeing. For some reason, Nikki don't want to see what she's seeing. But we know what tricky Nikki's all about. So she's getting ready to, after all the barking and how she's in it to win it, it's hard to stay in it when your donors start leaving you. So her voice is going to start becoming less and less. And I would dare say that will probably be the end of her political journey. Need I dare say more? That's probably going to be the end of her political journey. But y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get them instant notifications. And they're starting to talk about a lot of things. What was I getting ready to say? Oh no, they're starting to talk about social media lawsuits. So the only thing I can say on that, if you've been having issues and difficulties on your social media platform pertaining to your First Amendment right, and for some reason the powers to be have been duping you and shutting you down and things of that nature, I would sooner rather than later start looking for an attorney, because they're going to start being out there like hotcakes on this issue. But in the meantime, in between time, hit that bell, like it, share it, subscribe it. I appreciate it. But yeah, Tricky Nikki's about to drop out, so we don't have to worry about that. But moving on to better things. So I think we're going to talk about a little Dr. Phil right now. And I am sure everybody in America knows who Dr. Phil is. Now, here's another sticky, tricky situation that we're going to get ready to deal with. Because we all know that Dr. Phil and Oprah were, maybe were, I don't know what context do you put it in right now, possibly still, not sure, but they used to be buddy-buddy. They used to be buddy-buddy. But we're going to go ahead and take a clip at Dr. Phil as he goes and basically annihilates. He basically annihilates The View in this. There's quite a few segments, but we're just going to play this one for right now.
And COVID hits 10 years later, and the same agencies that knew that are the agencies that shut down the schools for 2 years. Who does that? Who takes away the support system for these children? Who takes them away and shuts it down? And by the way, when they shut it down, they stopped the mandated reporters from being able to see children that were being abused and sexually molested, and in fact sent them home and abandoned them to their abusers with no way to watch, and referrals dropped 50 to 60%. So
there was also a pandemic going on, and they were trying to save
kids' lives. Remember, we know a lot of folks who died during this. So it wasn't, people weren't laying around eating bond, but, well, you know what? We're lucky. Maybe we're lucky they didn't, because we kept them out of the places that they could be sick, because no one wanted to believe we had an issue.
Are you saying no school children died of COVID?
I'm saying it was the safest group. They were the less vulnerable group, and they suffered and will suffer more from the mismanagement of COVID than they will from the exposure to COVID. And that's not an opinion, that's a fact.
Did y'all hear the people in that audience clapping? And you know what? That possibly has to be the first time in a minute that I have witnessed somebody sit on The View Okay. Let me get back here to where I was. But that is the first time that I've seen somebody come on The View, not only shut them down, but then at the same time have their audience basically go against them. That's what the audience did. The audience went against those ignorant broads up there finally. Because you know why? All of them women, well, I dare say all of them, at least 90%, I would say, 95% of them women in that audience love them some Dr. Phil. And even the women on the panel love them some Dr. Phil. So now they conflicted. And he hit them with some more actual and factual. Let's get into some more what he hit them with. Because he had them stunned. He had them stunned on here. And I was
all the border guards down there, the other union. I asked him straight up, kids are coming over the border with numbers written on them, phone numbers and addresses. Mm-hmm. Do we check those out? He said, well, we call them. Is it possible that we're sending them into known prostitution rings or sweatshops? He said, it's not possible. It is absolute. We are using American tax dollars to ship children into known prostitution and sweatshops.
Some children.
Well, who knows?
Okay.
We don't know. I said, are you?
So what kind of checking do they do? So
they call.
See, Sonny, does it matter? All children? No, dummy. Of course we know all children aren't being sent into sex trafficking. But for sure, it's more than a possibility that a majority have. There's a certain amount of number of them that are being into the sex trafficking. But would you expect any other question to come from her?
Call the number and say, do you know about this child? They say yes. Will you receive them when they come? Yes. I said, is it possible that that's a prostitution ring? He said, we know enough to know that it, in a number of cases, it has turned out to be absolute sex ring. It has turned out to be an absolute sweatshop. I said, how is this possible?
Well, what do they do?
And he said, it is happening.
What do they do then if they know that that's happening? Where is the U.S. Attorney's Office? Here's the
damn good question.
You have to re-ask that question when we come back.
And you know what? They never came back. They never came back to it. So basically, Sonny is so dumb. She was about to open up Pandora's box for Dr. Phil, because what he was about to say and unleash. Oh, you thought he blew up the set. He was about to take down the whole studio. He was about to take down the whole studio. But you know what? It's better late than never, because I was criticizing him. But I guess everybody has to have their time when, they finally have to say enough is enough. And I'm glad Dr. Phil decided he just wanted to stand up and finally, you know, state the actual and factual about what we already knew. Why it took him so long? Because he's a bright man. He's a smart man. He just didn't think of this shit overnight. But anyway, I digress. I'll just stick with the fact that I'm glad he decided to do it, and that's all I can ask. So it is what it is. Well, good evening, William. U.S. Go President Trump. Trump train. All aboard. Choo choo. Mega Cag 24. Yes, God bless. Yeah, good for Dr. Phil. We need people to start following suit. But I'm glad there was somebody that was able to get into that studio and put you. See, because you better believe them ladies on that panel, they thought they was on friendly ground. They thought they was on friendly ground, and the looks on their faces were just priceless. And what's funny is they ask questions like they genuinely care. Like they were really concerned. They wasn't concerned. Why do you think Whoopi went to commercial break quick? But it is what it is. It is what it is. So, here we go again. So kudos to Dr. Phil. But what else has been going on? So, I'm sure everybody by now has been hearing this crazy story about the Magic Kingdom allegedly burning down. Well, I'm going to bring you some footage, and I'm hoping that this can clear it up, because we can breathe a sigh of relief. The kingdom is still standing, from what I hear. So just listen to them as they break it down, and hopefully you'll be happy, and you'll still want to go there and visit.
Kiki Sparkles.
Hello.
And good news, everybody. Good news. Cinderella Castle marked safe.
It is safe.
It did not burn to the ground, but it's crazy. This is the world we live in right now, when this kind of thing could happen. I mean, Disney has had a lot of fires lately, and I think they're a bit lax on their safety now because they're trying to save money. But yeah, there's a story going around. It is a parody article on Mousetrap News.
We've mentioned Mousetrap News many times. If you have a sense of humor and you want to laugh, it is like, and you want to laugh at Disney, it is a good place to go.
Yeah, so think The Onion, think the Babylon Bee, but with a Disney bent. And yeah, breaking news: Cinderella Castle burnt to the ground, and a lot of news outlets had to correct people because people were panicking.
But if you read the article, if you take a minute to read the article, you'll see it's a joke. I'll show you that in a minute. But they also have such wonderful stories as Disney officially launches OnlyFans with adult content. It's a Small World is closing permanently for being offensive. Mickey Mouse is running for president. I know. That's probably the thing. Is the reason they do so well is because they all have like a kernel of truth to them, and that's what makes Mousetrap News such a fun site. It's like you can see where they're getting this from. Like, Disney building a roller coaster that jumps track, and they're showing.
So they're basically pushing the limits to the
that
truth.
With Universal, with the I think it's with the Dark Universe coaster. It's going to jump the track.
I can't.
No, it's Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong coaster.
Donkey Kong is because in the game,
Donkey Kong's a jump track.
In the Donkey Kong Country video game, you'd be on the mine cart and it would jump the tracks. And that was a big. It was tricky.
It doesn't actually jump a track. It has an arm, and you're on an arm. This is like so. They all have a kernel of truth. Disney
y'all go to Mousetrap
with
News.
its restrooms.
It's
kind of believable, okay? So that's how they get people. I do recommend them highly. They're funny. If you have a sense of humor, go check.
All right. So just want everybody to know, the kingdom didn't burn down. So it's still standing. So I guess you can still take the kids to the amusement park. Here we go again. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so y'all can get them instant notifications. It's a mad world out there. I wasn't gonna do the video thing with the Disney, but I was like, there are people out there that want to know. I'm sure people like, hey, because I was freaking out this morning. I was on with Dave Boogie with the Bull, and I asked Dave. I said, Dave, did you hear that Disney the Magic Kingdom burnt down? Had me going, and then during the course of the day, I started hearing chirps. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. This AI stuff that they got going on. I mean, people literally send me stuff, and after I watch it, not all of them, most of them, after I watch it, I'm like, did they really send me this? I don't know if they believe it's true. I don't know if they understand it's AI, but they need to start looking, because in the title it says in there with it AI. I don't know if they understand that it's just not letters there, but the shit ain't real. But hey, they are very deceptive. Very deceptive. So, moving right along for a Mega Monday night in the Patriots lab. My people. Yeah, I said it again, my people. And before I even get into it, I normally don't piggyback off people, but when people say, I give people their just due, I really do give people their just due. And let me see if I got it here. Let's go ahead and do this one right here. We'll go ahead and do this one with Mr. Stephen A. Smith. Do we want to do this with Stephen A. Smith? Yeah, we're going to do it with Stephen A. Go ahead, Stephen A. You get some time in the lab tonight.
I've seen.
Okay. You don't act right, Stephen?
In camps.
Okay, here we go.
I've never seen that happen to one of them. Why I got to be the brother? Why I got to be brothers pouncing on the brother?
Why?
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Tell him, Stephen.
This is what I'm talking about right here.
Tell him, Stephen.
Right is right and wrong is wrong, but it's a bigger problem than that plaguing our community. Do you see what we're doing to each other? We've lamented on many, many occasions how black folks do stuff to others that no other community does.
Preach.
I don't hear Jews calling other Jews non-Jews. I don't hear white folks question other people's whiteness. I don't hear Latinos question other people's ethnicities, or folks' ethnicities within their own community. I apologize. We do that to each other. Coons, sellouts, name it. We don't hesitate to tear each other down. We don't hesitate to sit up there and denigrate and insult one another. We don't hesitate to sit up there and inflict violence upon each other. Now, I understand the old adage and the old rule. People do damage to their own communities every day. White folks do damage to white folks within their own communities. Latinos do the same thing. Asian Americans do the same thing, etc., etc. I'm talking about outside. I'm talking about on camera. I'm talking about the public excoriations and the penchant for violence. Who loses? Black folks make up 13% of the population, y'all, 13.6% to be exact. The Latino population is proliferating. White folks walk around thinking that some of them, not all, not most, but some of them walk around thinking they got so much to be concerned about because they were once nearly 90% of the population. They've now dipped to 60% of the population and it's dwindling. You ain't the endangered species that black folks appear to be in terms of numbers. You would think that would be incentive to safeguard one another. That doesn't mean we can't disagree. It doesn't mean we can't argue. It doesn't mean we can't call right from right or wrong from wrong. But to go to this extent, Cam Newton is a good brother. There's nothing on his resume that shows an unwillingness to help his fellow man and woman, to help his community. I don't know what happened. I don't know the particular details. I'm not castigating anybody in terms of taking sides as to what transpired before.
Oh, let me get that back. In case y'all didn't see it, I'm about to throw it up here real quick. So I want y'all to be able to see if I can. Now this is my thing. Let me go ahead and pause that real quick. This is my thing. You know why things like this are going to continue to take place? Let me get Stephen A out the picture. You know why things like this are going to continue to take place? Because nobody went to jail. Nobody went to jail. And when Stephen A was talking earlier, he was right. If that would have been a Peyton Manning, a Brett Favre, or Tom Brady doing a football camp, and they would have put them hands on them like that, what do you think the outcome would have been? But being that is black on black, I guess they think it's okay. I guess they think it's okay. I guess they think that's how it's supposed to get down. So, with that, look, we got to do better. And once again, I'm talking to my people. We got to do better. You wonder why they portray us the way they portray us. When you don't even show respect to individuals that are trying to help provide a safe place, a activity for the youth and things of that nature, when you let your personal emotions just override everything, because people ain't talking about the 7-on-7. Well, they talking about the 7-on-7 tournament, but they're not talking about it for the reasons that people want them to be talking about it for. We got to do better. About everything else that's going on, we already know. We're just talking about the same thing over and over and over again. We know what Trump is going through when it comes through all of the fake ass indictments and things of that nature. We know what he's dealing with when it comes to Fannie Willis and Nathan Wade. Well, shit, we know what they're dealing with. They got their own problems right now. It's funny how they start out messing with somebody else. It's funny how they start out being a hunter and now they're the hunted. It's only right. I don't feel sorry for them because they're about to get, oh my God, they're about to get what they have coming to them. Oh, yes, they are. Because Fannie, she is possibly in the situation where she lied not just under oath, but knowingly lied to the judge as a district attorney, which breaks all type of legal codes, ethical codes. I mean, see, it's bad enough when a average Joe, a normal person, commits the lies and the abuses that she did. But damn, her being the DA doing this, oh Lord, it opens up a lot more avenues that I don't believe she was ever privy to. You ever get a job and you really, I mean, you just know your job title, what it describes on the surface, but you really don't know what it all in details. Oh, her ass in trouble. Oh yes. And Nathan Wade, you know how I know they in trouble? Nathan Wade's attorney had a private closed door meeting, sit down, should you say, with the judge. And we ain't heard nothing about nothing. Ain't nobody leaked nothing all day long. So what does that tell you? Whatever happened, they doing their damn due diligence to keep that shit on the low low. Because I'm telling you, that judge got that turned in and said, listen, this is our chance to break free from this sinking ship. Not everybody's willing to give up a career. And see what my predicament is that this whole case is about to get thrown out, and there's not going to be another legal team that's going to be able to muster up the courage to bring forth any lies. Everything is unethical. You're not going to find another squad that's going to want to do that. And I would dare say a lot of the people on her staff are probably going to be like, wow, they're going to feel a sigh of relief because she's not getting off. Nathan Wade is not getting off. No, they're not. But that'll be for another day. There are bigger fish to fry right now. Where Tricky Nikki ends up, who knows? But as you've seen when I talked earlier, she's lost one of the major mega donors, if I can use that term, mega. So I can say in my lifetime, I've lived through an administration that literally considered me to be a terrorist. You know, that's funny how the so-called leaders of your country can literally sit back and not just demonize and call out a person they don't like, Donald Trump, but you know, not only what they can do to him, but wow, how they can do that to the people that support him. That is just, but we're learning a lot in this country. We're learning a lot. Is it all good? No. Eye-opening? You damn right. But these are things we need to know going forward. If not for us, for the future generations. We need to know, they need to know what people are really capable of and really capable of doing. So this is probably just the beginning of a long process. And hell, with the, I would say, damn near 10 million illegals that have come across, you know that old saying, you take one step forward and two steps back. Well, Joe Biden has put us back, put it this way, more than two steps. So it's like, just maybe when we was getting a grasp, getting a stranglehold on the terrorist issues and dwindling those down from the ones who was here for the past 10, 20 years. Now we got a whole new generation of all of this shit to deal with all over again. Prayers out to Lake and Riley, the Georgia student, college student in Georgia, who was brutally taken away from us by an illegal that came across in 2022, made his way to New York. They couldn't keep him because they said that they wasn't detaining at that time. Gave him a court date to appear. Well, while that was taking place, wound up going to New York, getting in trouble up there, getting arrested. Let me get it right. Something with minors. Putting minors in danger or some shit like that. But what happened? They let him out, and then he makes his way down to Georgia, and this young lady just happens to be going for a jog, and this is what happens. So, y'all want to see some shit? I'm going to show you something. I'm live right now. And this is what they've just put up. Can y'all let me see if y'all can read that. Can y'all read that, what it says? I don't think you can. It says, we have just covered up your post because it may show graphic content. This post doesn't go against our community standards, but it may be sensitive to people. Okay. See, they give you some tricky shit, yo. You pressed the wrong button. And you can cancel Christmas. Never appeal. Whenever they do that, and this is just my opinion, never appeal because they shut you down automatically, and then that appeal process never comes. So, and yes, that was Facebook. YouTube, you're good, but that was Facebook giving me some type of warning. So that goes to show that they're monitoring everything, especially when I get that during the broadcast. Didn't even wait. Don't know what I did. Probably the Cam Newton video. I don't know. It could have been, who knows? Who knows? Nowadays it could be anything. But it is what it is. And moving right along. Where were we at? Chosen One is in the building. We should discuss how the Democrats have destroyed the black community. Go ahead and put that up there. Okay. Well, it's funny because they have not only destroyed the black community, they really haven't done anything to improve the black community. So it's a double whammy. It's a double whammy. Hey, I grew up in New York City. I know what it's like living under Democratic leadership. It doesn't look funny. It doesn't. I mean, it's horrible. But when you grow up in it and you live in it, that's all you know. That's all you know. But the schools, the welfare system, from just everything, the homelessness. The black communities have been destroyed. They've been fed a pipe dream. But I also have to say, at what point do they wake up and say enough is enough? You know, my grandmother taught me a long time ago, people can only do to you so long what you let them do to you. And if they don't want to wake up and demand change, which starts with leadership in their communities, and stop letting these assholes come into their communities just feeding them pipe dreams, ain't nothing gonna change. But I think a lot of black communities across this country have finally got a good wake-up call. They finally have realized that the people that they've been voting for these years and years really don't give a damn about them. How they're letting these illegals just come in and make the blacks irrelevant. Basically just trying to push them aside. Ron, good evening. Rudy Giuliani said, I think our community is waking up. Yes, it is waking up, but we have to do more than just talk. We have to do it with action, and a lot more and more are not being afraid. We have to stop following these people that don't really represent the voice of the people. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The ones that are in the spotlight and allowed to stay in the spotlight because they choose to play the game and push the narrative. And you know, it is what it is. But you're right, chosen one. The community is waking up. We have pushed aside for illegal aliens. Our family for the first time is voting Republican. And you know, it's like anything, it's a value thing. It's a moral thing. When I tell people all the time, I didn't leave the Democratic Party to join the Republican Party. I left the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party left me and left my values and started to be this evil. Well, I ain't gonna say it started because, hey, actual and factual, we can go all the way back to slavery, and we can go all the way back to all the shit that hindered black folk throughout history. One way or another, we can tie it into the Democratic Party. But see, for so long, it's like the black community has given them a pass. Well, your pass is up. Your pass is up. Your pass has expired. Your pass has expired. And I'm so happy we did great under Trump. Yeah, because see, Trump never you can call Trump what you want. Hey, Trump was real. Trump was 100. Trump ain't got a racist bone in his body. Not racist. He a businessman. He don't pull punches with nobody, whether you're male, female. See, and once you understand that and realize that, then you know all that shit. See, that's what I would have loved to see Dr. Phil do. I'd have loved to see Dr. Phil sit on The View and tell the actual and factual how he used to get down with Trump and how they doing that shit. Man, because the ladies would have acted the same way because they love Dr. Phil. You know, certain people been in these people's lives for so long and they hinge every word off of them. Because believe me, if it came to Dr. Phil and Oprah, these women in these audiences, they tell Oprah take her ass straight to the cuckoo boo boo. For real. For real. Thank you very much. Thank you. But It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I just want Tricky Nikki to hurry up and get on out of here so we can put all of our efforts and time and focus it all on Joe Biden. That's what I want. That's what I want. And as we close out tonight, we're gonna close it. We're gonna end it talking with Joe Biden because there's a couple of things I really don't understand that's going on and that's in play right now. And maybe y'all can help me out with it, and maybe you can't. Maybe you can't understand it yourself. So all of this stuff that Joe Biden did when he was a sitting senator and when he was vice president under Barack Obama, all the treasonous shit he did, all the illegal activities that he did. Well, let's face it, he wasn't under the Presidential Records Act, which allowed him to have access to any of that information, any of it. So we'll just stop right there. But it's crazy how we're just supposed to turn a blind eye to all of that. We're just supposed to forget that Joe Biden did what he did and said what he said. Why? Because Papa is now too old to be held accountable, and they feel sorry for him. He can't remember. He's frail. At least that's what they want to portray. But riddle me this. How can you portray him to be this frail individual on one hand that can't be held accountable for prior crimes? But one, he can still be president of the United States, which is probably the most demanding job in the country, in the world, should I say. And then two, Gavin Newsom and everybody else wants to now come out and say, well, his age is his experience, his wit, his mind, his brilliance. Y'all have to make up your mind, Democrats. Which way are we going with this? Because you confusing me. Are we going to not hold them accountable because Papa's not all there? Or are we going to get him out to go along with your narrative and stop walking around and letting people like Gavin Newsom try to compare Biden to Einstein? That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm willing to play the game, but damn, don't be so obvious about breaking the rules and everything. But this is what we're dealing with. A lot of people focused on spring training baseball, focused on NBA, focused on kids in school, focused on a lot of different things. Me and other people, we're staying focused on how this administration and this government is trying to screw America. It's a sight for sore eyes. It's a sight to see. She said, "Is that a glass of milk? A grown man with milk." Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a grown man with milk. Is there? But no, it's really not milk. It's I figured since I was coming on a little late this evening, I'd have me a nice little milk-like drink. How about that? Very deceiving. But yeah, okay. Yeah, it's milk. It's milk. But like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so y'all can get them instant notifications. We covered a lot. We talked about Dr. Phil, how he just came in there and set it off. How the Magic Kingdom is still standing. Can you search something for us and play a clip, please? I sure can. I do take requests. Tell me what you want and I'll put it up there. I can do that. What are we looking at? We got Mr. Egan in the building. What's going on, Mr. Egan? How is everything? I'm just in here enjoying my glass of milk. Let me see. Do who? Bannon. Yeah, he might. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it first. I'll see if I can get it though. Y'all don't tell people I do this. I don't know which clip you want me to play. Let me see which clip was it. I gotta get back to you. Oh, there's too many of them. Let me get back to my studio so I can see what they. Let me see. Play the Mother Jones clip, please. So now, is Mother Jones clip part of Steve Bannon? Because so many Mother Jones band. Okay, let me see. I got you. I got you. Let me see if I can get it up there. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into this. And so you got to wait for me to bring it up. All right, let me see. It's just audio, but I'm gonna bring it up there. This is the first time I actually did a request for somebody. I hope this is the right one. If not.
And what Trump's going to do is just declare victory, right? He's going to declare victory. But that doesn't mean he's the winner. He's just going to say he's the winner. The Democrats, more of our people vote early that count. Theirs voted mail. And so they're going to have a natural disadvantage, and Trump's going to take advantage of it. That's our strategy. He's going to declare himself a winner. So when you wake up Wednesday morning, it's going to be a firestorm. We're going to have Antifa crazy, the media crazy, the courts are crazy, and Trump's going to be sitting there mocking, tweeting shit out. You lose. I'm the winner. I'm the king. And he'll be all over. He'll be going, where's Hunter? Is Hunter on a crack pipe? I mean, no, he'll be, because then it doesn't matter. Remember, here's the thing. After that, Trump never has to go to a voter again. He's going to fire Ray, the FBI director. He's going to say, fuck you. How about that? Because he's never going to, he's done his last election. Oh, he's going to be off the chain. He's going to be crazy. Also, if Trump is losing by 10 or 11 o'clock at night, it's going to be even crazier. No, because he's going to sit right there and say they stole it.
Agree.
I'm directing the attorney general to shut down all ballot places in all 50 states. It's going to be no. He's not going out easy. If Biden's winning, Trump is going to do some crazy shit.
And I believe that. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him one rotten bit. Because, see, these damn Democrats, they're going to try something. They going to try something. Thank you for that. And I might do that more often. Put in video requests. I might do that more often. This is before the election. He said this. They plan on. Yeah, they do, because come on, let's face the facts. They not going to turn over this thing willingly. Okay. They're trying their best. They're just finding out that it's not as easy as they thought it was going to be. See, that's the thing. They didn't realize how difficult it was going to be, because when you start out doing something like they trying to do, it might be all fun and games in the beginning, but when people really start to see where it's heading and where it's going, hell, I dare say even the mainstream media that's got the nerve to come out and ask somewhat kind of hard questions now. So, it is what it is. Eileen, what is that? You don't even understand what you just watched. This was before the 2020 vote. How did Bannon know Trump was going to lie no matter what? See, now I don't know who Eileen is, but we're not even gonna get into a back and forth. Obviously, this is someone who still believes that the election was on the up and up. And all well and good. All well and good. If hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But we know the facts of the whole thing. Everything is not a coincidence. So people can still say what they want to say to this day. My thing is, until questions are answered about certain situations, see, because when people tell you you don't have the right to know, that's because they can't give you an answer of some shit that they undone. So it's easy to say, oh, no, it ain't none of your business. It's easy to do that shit when it's rightfully our business. No, the word lie never came out of his mouth. He just said what the man was going to do. Because he knew just like everybody else. Well, not everybody. Obviously not you, Eileen. But hey, I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. We are taking this jet on towards the landing strip. So y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. I appreciate those who did tune in tonight. But nothing's changed. America's still in a crisis. Obviously we still have people that, for whatever reasons, haven't succumbed to accepting reality for what it is. Replay it, you're incapable of comprehension. Well, see, and there we go. As they always do, insults. Not one good policy, nothing good for the country. Orange man bad, everybody's bad. Yes, all three of us in the chat agreed. And I appreciate all three of y'all in this chat for agreeing. I appreciate the ones who are on YouTube chat. I appreciate the ones who are on Facebook chat. I appreciate the ones who are on Twitch chat. I appreciate the ones who are in the Twitter room. Those are the locations we are streaming live to tonight. And I hope everybody did enjoy the show. Eileen Dover, you are welcome into the Patriots Lab anytime. but you didn't even listen to it. You didn't understand what you just watched. Okay. No matter what I say, obviously nothing's going to change your mind. But it is what it is. I want everybody to have a great night. And all 3 of my YouTube watchers, deuces. Until next time, in between time, it's your man. I'm out.